NBA news today, certainly not limited to the draft. Bam Adebayo intends to sign a 3-year, $166 million extension with the Heat when he's eligible to do so on July the 6th. The 26-year-old big man has a couple years and 72 remaining on his current deal. He's a force in this league, averaged 19 and 10 a game over the last 4 seasons for Miami. OG Anunoby, maybe flirted with it, but going to stick around in New York. 5 years, 212 will help. New York traded for Anunoby at the midpoint of last season. They immediately started winning, 20-3 in the regular season in his 23 starts. Injuries certainly impacted the end of the year, but his impact was obvious. The Knicks, with OG in the lineup, elite 26-6, including the playoffs. The opponent's field goal percentage and three-point percentage both would have ranked top 3 over the course of a full season. Meanwhile, without him, 3 under 500 after his debut January the 1st. We welcome in my guy, Tim Legler. Last time we were on together, I caused an incident on NBA Twitter. I'm going to try to... Hey, y'all love Tim. So do I. Let's just talk some hoops tonight. And I want to start with the Knicks. They've made a whole bunch of moves. It's Villanova Northeast, if you will, with Bridges. As you look at them in their totality, and it's easy to forget how banged up they were at the end of the year. What do you make of them, Tim?
Yeah, look, to tell you what, I love what they just did, and I know a lot of people out there are freaking out, Scott, about what they gave up. That's a haul that you would normally see reserved for maybe an MVP type candidate, but it's really about context. It's about fit and need at the right time. Mikal Bridges was available. The Knicks did what they had to get him, and now you look at the barometer and the measuring stick in the East being the Boston Celtics. Well, the New York Knicks just helped to close some of that gap. When you can run OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges at Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and match up to that extent on the wings to go with your all-star, superstar offensive player and Jalen Brunson, or returning Julius Randle, some of that other added depth that we saw at the end of the season and the year that Dante DiVincenzo had, Josh Hart. Now both of those guys probably going to be bench players. The New York Knicks have really done a great job here in narrowing that gap with Boston. I know it's a lot to give up, but when you have a player like this that fits in perfectly with what you need to fill in the rest of that puzzle, you make the move. These are all going to be eventually low first-round picks. So we got to remember that and keep that in mind. I think this was the right move for the Knicks.
All right, you know the rules here. If I say it's a sentence, it's a short answer. I was with some lifetime New York Knicks fans today. They were a little freaked out about the give up, but they're like, look, you think that we can, in this window of time, contend for a championship. What's your answer to them?
Yeah, I think they can. I think this is, look, this was a team that I thought had a great shot if they stayed healthy to be the last team standing against Boston this past postseason. Now they've gone out and significantly improved on both ends of the floor.
Okay. As for the Spurs, a ways away from a title, but you get Victor Wembanyama, and you're looking down the road long term. And the guy they take tonight is a young man, Stephon Castle out of UConn. But Danny Hurley called him a championship player. He called himself a worker. What's your sense of what the Spurs added in Castle?
Yeah, I was really glad to see the Spurs make this pick because there were some rumors out there they were thinking about pairing up Donovan Clingan with Wemby, and that would have been interesting, kind of matching what Minnesota did defensively with 2 bigs. But they really needed a guard in the mix that's a winner, that is versatile. This guy's got the potential to be one of the better perimeter defenders in this league. Scott, I just love his toughness. He has a grit about him that I think is really important to bring into your organization. He also totally understands how to play, and that's innate. In addition to what Danny Hurley was able to do for him, he just has a great feel for the game. He can beat you in a number of ways. He clearly has to improve his perimeter shooting at the NBA level, but there are so many things he does that just say winner, and that is what you need at that spot in the NBA to pair with a young superstar in Victor Wembanyama in the front court.
I told you last week Sea Isle was calling. Bethany Beach is calling me. I better not beat you to the beach, man. Get your behind to the shore and enjoy some summertime. You hear?
Will do. Same to you, man. Enjoy your time off. I'll be in touch with you, though. Believe it.
You're the best. Tim Legler.
I'm on fire.